We are a few days into November now, and Halloween is over. The fake cobwebs are coming down. The candy is 70% off, and your jack-o'-lantern looks like a crime scene. But before we dive headfirst into Santa Claus, or Thanksgiving turkeys and snowflakes and all of that, we've got one more little season to savor here. That weird, wonderful, beautiful, and melancholy pocket of time I call November before Thanksgiving. It's the time when wood smoke and sweater weather and all of that just kind of surrounds us, and your Netflix algorithm has whiplash from all the horror marathons I've been recommending to you. So today, we're going to slow it down a little bit with the perfect November movies, the ones that feel like fall this time of year, not necessarily Thanksgiving, not Christmas movies either, not just dramas or just horrors, but a little bit of everything for everyone to make you feel warm around the edges. So grab a blanket, pour something hot, and get cozy, because I have 15 movies that feel like November. So pop that tape in. I got you. Let's go do this. All right, as I record this, the rain is falling down outside, the thunder, the wind is blowing. I actually opened my windows, so if you hear it, those aren't sound effects. That's the real deal. And we have 15 movies here that make you want to snuggle in on a night like this in November. And we're going to jump right into the list with number 15 in 2004's The Village. This is M. Night Shyamalan's movie that might be one of the most misunderstood movies of the 2000s. Part period drama, maybe. Part psychological thriller, for sure, and completely soaked in autumn atmosphere. Set in a small 19th century village surrounded by forbidden woods, the people live in constant fear of creatures lurking just beyond the trees. But as with all M. Night Shyamalan movies, the real monsters aren't the ones in the forest. They're not the ones that you're looking for. The cinematography here is drenched in autumnal yellows and reds and hues of orange and golden harvest yellow and the deep shadows of late fall. It looks like a haunted oil painting. The sound of the wind, you have all these fires crackling, a violin score. It has pure November energy, and that's why it fits here. It's about pure isolation, fear, and the terror of knowing that a change is coming, whether you want it to or not. That's sort of the heart of November. Beautiful, eerie, and quietly heartbreaking. That's The Village. It comes in at 15. Now at 14, we go to 2005 for Terrence Malick's The New World. The New World fits here. I mean, 100%. It's a movie about meditation on Earth and love and time itself and all that stuff. But it fits in November because this is the Pocahontas story told all over again. It unfolds in slow, golden waves of sunlight through trees, water reflecting the sky, whispers of poetry in the wind. It makes me want to think, if you paint with all the colors of the wind, I can't help it. But Colin Farrell has great presence in this one. It's a tragedy, a romance. You kind of know how it's going to end. You have this man and this woman caught in between two worlds here, and that's why it feels like November, because it's all about transition, that place in between. November is odd. It's still autumn, but it's not really spooky season, and it's not Christmas season, holidays yet. So it is just before the beginning of winter, when you're getting the loss of this pure fun time that we've had. And it's sort of, the whole film is like a farewell to fall. And then you have the whole, if you want to go, the pilgrim energy in here, and the whole foundations of Thanksgiving and the Pocahontas story. It makes you feel grateful and sad at the same time. Very Terrence Malick. Not my favorite movie in the world. I would rather watch Pocahontas, but it fits here. So The New World comes in at 14. Now, at number 13, we go to 1986 and one of my favorite all-time Walter Hill films. It's Crossroads. And no, not the Britney Spears one. It's the Ralph Macchio one, the Blues Odyssey version, as a young guitar prodigy goes on a road trip through the Deep South with an aging blues man to find Robert Johnson's lost song and to save his soul. Maybe along the way, it's got the devil, crossroad deals, southern imagery all through this, very southern gothic. These look like the places I grew up in, with dying trees all over the place. That's why it feels like November. It's got that hint of danger, that tradition and folklore to it. It's about facing up to things, the ghosts, ambitions, the devil himself. The film carries that whole late autumn like sort of vibes to it. The air is cooling down, the road stretching out before you. It's moody, it's mythic Americana. You can basically feel the bonfires and smell the smoke and taste the bourbon through this movie as you are listening to a ghost story. It's baked into every single frame, and the final guitar showdown for the soul is worth the price of admission itself. Crossroads comes in at number 13. All right, at number 12, we have one for you horror fans, and this one was on a recent list too, but this is the month. If I'm going to watch this movie, it is November. During this time, it's 1999's The Blair Witch Project. So horror, November, they're in the Maryland woods. This whole thing is shot found footage style. It started off that craze. You've got the anxiety, the scares, and tons of fall atmosphere. There are leaves everywhere, dying trees. They're bundled up, wearing beanies. It's not glossy horror. It feels like November, the crazy chaos between seasons when everything is stripped bare and cold. The Blair Witch Project, perfect early November watching. It comes in at number 12. Now at number 11, I'm going to throw a curveball at you with 1980's Urban Cowboy. John Travolta swaps the dance floor for the honky-tonk in a blue-collar love story set in Houston's country and western scene back in the day. The old bars, the leather belts, the bull riding, and one of the best soundtracks ever in this movie. Bud and Sissy fall in love, make up, break up, compete over who can ride a mechanical bull the best. It feels like November because it's just soaked in those old school late 70s, early 80s country music vibes, cowboy hats, bittersweet, warm but chilly and cold at the same time. You can smell the smoke and the beer through the screen on this thing, but it's also about growing up and realizing that the world doesn't have a jukebox that only plays love songs, really. The movie's got neon light glow. It's like the last warmth. It's almost, there's so many like parking lot scenes and scenes outside these honky tonks in this movie with the flickering, dying neon, and it's wet and rainy and kind of dirty. It always conjures up these feelings for me of like when a fair is pulling out of town, like the last night there and stuff's just kind of left behind and all of that. It feels cold and empty, but there's some warmth here too, so it's perfect for November. If you haven't seen Urban Cowboy, it is a must. Check it out. It comes in at number 11. Now, at number 10, we have one that I am very partial to. It is a movie that I wrote, directed, and acted in. It is a horror film, mostly, called Realm of Souls from 2013, and it is a underrated indie ghost story set in rural Georgia that blends Southern Gothic atmosphere with quiet tragedy and, yes, plenty of scares. And that's why it feels like November. The whole thing is filmed in the woods for the most part at genuine supposed haunted locations throughout the South, in Savannah, at Bonaventure Cemetery, in some real supposed haunted woods at what's called the Devil's Tramping Ground. All this stuff, lots of small towns. So you get that whole small town melancholy. And then we're filming this thing in late October, early November in the freezing cold Georgia woods, so it is all authentic. Leaves, breath, people bundled up, graveyards, haunted locations, all of that stuff. You can smell the damp leaves through the screen on this movie. And it's not just about ghosts, it is about grief and memory and what lingers when the world moves on. That's what November is all about. I've never put this on a list before, but it belongs here. Realm of Souls, it's on Tubi and some other places streaming. Check it out, and I think you'll enjoy it. It comes in at number 10. Now, at number 9, we're lightening up the mood just a little bit with 1988's The Great Outdoors, and I'm smiling because I love this movie. And this movie, while it's about a family vacation, it was actually shot in late October, and you can tell it's in the woods. It has all those vibes. Everybody's bundled up for most of the movie. If you go back and watch it, sweaters, all that kind of stuff, jackets. And John Candy and Dan Aykroyd at a lakeside cabin, chaos, bears, exploding grills, raccoons getting into trash. So much fun. And that's why it feels like November, a crazy family togetherness mixed with some mild suffering because of that family. A great cast here. Nice pre-Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays energy with the cozy cabin, the flannel shirts, the woods, the darkness, the rain, and that familiar dread of spending too much time with some relatives that maybe you don't want to. It's comfort food with a mosquito bite. You got to check out Great Outdoors. It's a perfect month for it. It comes in at number 9. Now, at number 8 is one of my favorite romantic movies ever. It's 2006's The Lake House, and this stars Sandra Bullock, and one of my favorite actors, just favorite guys, is Keanu Reeves, and they communicate through a time-bending mailbox. Yes, that's right, and you might think it's ridiculous, but it absolutely works in this movie, and that's part of why it feels like November. It's kind of wistful and magical. We're going into that magical time of year, that feeling of anything is possible energy. It's drenched, though, in autumnal atmosphere. Lots of jackets and sweaters and turtlenecks and some early snowflakes in this thing. Lots of fall energy. It's about patience and fate and waiting. Long, rainy, cold days, and you can't explain why you are sad and feeling so deep. This movie captures all of that, and I think you're going to love how it goes. The Lake House comes in at number 8. Now, at number 7, we have Francis Ford Coppola's classic, 1983's The Outsiders. This is his adaptation of Hinton's novel about class, friendship, and growing up too fast. My kids both love this novel. They've had to read it just like I did, and it's just so November to me. Just the line, nothing gold can stay. Stay golden, pony boy. It just feels November to me. It's all golden sunsets in the movie, heartbreak. The movie just feels like the last days of your youth before you have to go on. It's like a nostalgic ache to this movie, and I just love it. I can make my daughter to this day cry if I say stay golden pony boy, or if I say nothing gold can stay. Man, it gets her every time, hits you right in the feels. Just a stellar all-star cast in this movie. The Outsiders comes in at number 7. Now, at number 6 is one you know had to be here. It's 1997's Good Will Hunting. It's Boston in the fall, the leaves, the sweaters, the intellect, the therapy sessions, and that's why it feels like November. It's all about discovery, introspection, and letting go of pain, but honestly, the whole movie feels like a cold, late fall day with a warm cup of coffee in your hand and cold rain coming. The whole movie feels like it's 40 degrees outside the whole time in the fall. And then you have this great story going along with it. This is one of my favorite all-time movies. It hit at the perfect time. I just graduated high school. I was all in on this one. This is the perfect time of the year to watch it. Good Will Hunting comes in at number 6. Now, at number 5, we have 1985's Clue. Murder, mystery, mansion, mayhem. Clue has it all. It's one of those rare movies that's both spooky and hilarious. A lightning in the bottle ensemble cast here with Tim Curry. You can't go wrong. This one never stops being fun with the hint of danger and spookiness right underneath. It's storming and raining outside, and that's why it feels like November, because it is the ultimate rainy night movie in the fall. Candlelights flicker throughout, thunder outside, laughter echoing a creaky, creepy house that could let your mind wander just a little bit. It bridges the darkness of Halloween with the warmth of the holidays, the same way November bridges spooky season to family dinners and Christmas trees and that warmth. It is perfect for this time of year. Plus, watching Tim Curry lose his mind running around the mansion is cinematic serotonin. I promise you. Clue comes in at number 5. Now, at number 4, I hit you with a left earlier. I'm going to hit you with a right-hand curveball on this one with 1980's Coal Miner's Daughter. This is the story of country legend Loretta Lynn, from poverty in the hollers of Kentucky to superstardom. It's honest, it's gritty, and beautiful. It's anchored by Sissy Spacek's Oscar-winning performance and a young Tommy Lee Jones doing some of his best work. It also has an incredible performance by Beverly D'Angelo as Patsy Cline. Both women sing these songs in this movie, and it is incredible. It feels like November because the way the whole movie looks, it's cold, it's gray, it just feels like oppression that you're trying to get out of. And even when she makes it into superstardom, it still has that aesthetic to it, that sort of the cold roots that are back there with her. And that's what it's all about, the roots and the wings, the hard work and the endurance. You feel the cold mornings in this movie, the desperation to get out of the coal mines, and the warmth when they do make it. This is working class, heart of fall all over it. Tough, humble, and real. It's what you watch when you need to remember where you came from. And I watch this one whenever I can. It's got a beautiful new 4K, perfect for this time of year. Incredible performances, a great film, cinematic perfection is just about what you're achieving here with Coal Miner's Daughter. Cinematography even, great. It comes in at number 4. Now at number 3, we go back to 1985 for one of my favorite all-time movies, Back to the Future. Marty McFly, a flying DeLorean, Huey Lewis in the news, some power of love. It's pop culture perfection. That's why it feels like November partly. But also don't forget, they're going back in time to November. It takes place in November, right? And it's nostalgia wrapped up in adventure. It's all about revisiting your past, seeing your parents as human, and realizing how fast time moves. And that is absolutely insane because he goes back from 1985 to 1955. If he went back now, he would just be in the late 1990s, and that's just so hard to wrap my mind around. I would have already graduated high school. I can't even do it. I can't do that math. But you've got the cozy, small town streets of both 1985 by today's standards and 1955. The high school dance, this sense of gratitude for people who raised you. That's sort of the emotional DNA of the holiday season that we're coming up on. It's funny. It's secretly kind of profound. And I don't think you realize how much you need that movie until you watch it and it's over. And I think that's the same thing with November. We need it to bridge that gap. Fits beautifully here. It comes in at number 3. Now, from one of my favorite all-time movies, like a top 10, to my favorite all-time movie, 1976's Rocky, coming in at number 2. Few movies out there can scream November like Rocky. Cold, gray, wet Philadelphia streets, those gray skies, a man running through them, through all of that, chasing his dream. A story that reflects Stallone himself, perseverance, pride, and the human spirit refusing to quit, to never give up, a sacrifice, a redemption. It's not about winning. It's about getting up when life keeps knocking you down. And that's why it feels like November, because it's gritty, but full of heart and love and warmth at its core. You can almost feel your breath in the fog air while you watch it. It's working class fairy tale, pretty much the cinematic equivalent of Thanksgiving leftovers. They even have Thanksgiving in this movie. Don't worry, some Thanksgiving lists are coming later. This one's simple, satisfying, and well-earned. All of those Oscar nominations and wins one of the best films ever made, and it screams November. Rocky comes in at number 2. And at number 1, we have 1998's You've Got Mail. Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks in the coziest romantic comedy ever made. It's a love story built on bookstores, fall leaves, emails, coffees, and the simple joy of small talk. That's why it feels like November, because it is comfort itself. The colors of this movie, gold, orange, yellows, browns, the music, jazzy, nostalgic. You've got the bookstore vibes, the coffees. They're all wearing sweaters and jackets and gloves and all of the. It feels like the movie should be read over a cup of coffee or something, with the fall leaves dropping outside. It's a film about change, old ways giving way to new ways, but finding connection between the two anyway. Watching it feels like sitting in a warm cafe while the world outside starts to freeze and you're all safe and warm. If November were a movie, this would be it. Charming, thoughtful, and just sentimental enough to melt the chill off of anybody's heart. And that's why You've Got Mail comes in at number 1. So there you have it. 15 movies that don't just look like fall, they feel like fall. They remind us that this time of year isn't just about turkeys and parades. It's about reflection and second chances and changing over from one thing to the other. It's all of that wrapped up into movies, and I love it so much. And if you're new here, welcome to AV Pop Culture, where movies and nostalgia never die, they just change seasons. So we've got plenty of horror coming up. We had everything on this list, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but we do it all: horror, fantasy, cult cinema, 80s, 90s, 70s, classic films, any of that, noir, it's all here. You can find it. But this month is all about slowing down and celebrating the stories that make us feel something and embrace that change from spooky season to the holiday season. So bundle up, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. And if you want to help support what we're doing here, you can join my Patreon. As always, the link is in the description. And there, not only will you get your name and lights on every video, you'll find extra videos for members, like 4K deep dive reviews, behind the scenes looks at my filmmaking, and so much more. And I really do appreciate it, because it all supports this channel. And I hope you have a great November. Hang with me. There's a lot more to come. But until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.